and welcome to the Epilogue. I am your host, Elda Berri. On today's show, I'm going to be talking about something that maybe you experience when you are disabled, going, okay, I'm going through something called the longest midnight. You're probably going, what is the longest midnight? I have written The Longest Midnight last year, where it was the title of a book I've written. And I wrote it about experiencing those times in your life where you feel like you're going through a season of your life where it seems to be going on forever and ever and ever. Maybe you grew up on a program called Lamb Chops Play Along, where there was a song called This Is the Song That Never Ends. And it kind of feels like you're stuck in that in that zone. And it just seems to be going on for another season, and you're wondering, when in the world are you going to get out of it? So I wrote this book to help people who are walking through it in a poetry form, and I wrote my own experiences into this. One of the poems I wrote was called Parallel Universe, where I have found myself next to my friends and going down a whole parallel universe where I'm going in another direction than they are. They're going one way and I'm going on this parallel universe way, and you kind of find yourself, well, I'm going down a different road and I don't know why I'm going down this road, but okay, it's interesting. It's a sad, best way I think of it is, it's just another square in the crazy quilt of life. Crazy quilt's if you are a knitter, you probably know what I'm talking about with the crazy quilt. It's a very interesting quilt pattern where you take a little bit of everything and you just put it into a quilt. And it makes a very interesting pattern. And the end, you think when you're putting it together, you go, I'm not really too sure about the design. But when it's over, it makes the most beautiful, amazing quilt in the world. I did it once for an Appalachian lit class where I made an artwork transform into a crazy quilt. I made it for an aunt of mine where I just took different colors and made different shapes. And my professor said, hey, you're making a crazy quilt. I was like, what? What's a crazy quilt? And she described it to me and said, oh, okay, that makes sense. And looking at my life, I realized, man, I have one of the wildest crazy quilts out there, especially with all the weird chapters I have in my story. I won't go into all of them, but I've had some interesting ones. So this is called Parallel Universe. Awkward schedule running off kilter, existing in a universe parallel to the world. Time is sped up quicker than before. Is it just me? Have I been living in another time zone? If you have seen clocks hanging upside down on mantles, maybe you know about time running awry. It is coming to a head. I need to sit and breathe. Until then, I will watch vigilantly for time to stop hyperspacing, and slow down. So that is a piece I wrote after I had a seizure, and I called it Parallel Universe because when I have entered my seizures, I'm in a whole different dimension of time and space, and that's kind of what happens to me after I've had one of those. I haven't had one in a long time, but that's kind of what happens. And I wrote this next piece and I've written a lot of different pieces with interesting titles, such as Underground, Running, Trial by Fire, and a couple of other pieces. You can explore it on your own time on my YouTube channel, Perplexity Epilepsy, with the color. It has purple in it. Please make sure if you're looking up my channel, remember the word purple is in the word perplexity. Perplexity Epilepsy, get it? Okay. So that's it for episode 5. If you're enjoying this program, please become a patron of my Patreon page, patreon.com/epivision. For as little as $1 a month, you can get the latest news, check out my works in progress, and get some cool merch, such as mugs, stickers, t-shirts, and more. Can't get enough of that. then you can go shopping at my store on Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/purplicious, where you can get some purplicious gear, such as books, stickers, downloadable posters, and a special one for brainiversaries, for that person who's celebrating a brainiversary in your life. Tune in next time for another great episode of this program. And I'll be wrapping this up soon, just to let you know. If you're enjoying this and want season 2, please don't be a stranger and let me know. Thank you so much for listening.